Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to everyone tuning in on this wonderful Monday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever y'all are joining in from. We have a very, very exciting masterclass brought to you today by Emory University's Goizueta Business School. I can see that we are live and quite a few of you have started streaming in. For those of you who are just dialing in the chat window, could you let us know which city are you dialing in from? It really helps us to know where our participants are coming in from, where exactly are you dialing in from today. So we have people from Nepal, from Chennai, from Jaipur, Hyderabad, Jodhpur, Nairobi, Delhi. Wow. So people from the length and breadth of India, and I can see quite a few of you from abroad as well who have tuned in. So thank you so much. Like I mentioned, we have a very, very interesting masterclass today brought to you by Emory University's Goizueta Business School, which is located in Atlanta, Georgia, having a legacy of over 100 years. And of course, for those of you who are just tuning in, the location itself is fascinating because it is a thriving hub for a lot of Fortune 500 companies. So a lot of tech innovations, global fintech, startups, you name it, Atlanta has it, and Emory is the place to be. So what are we going to be doing in today's session is you will get a chance to hear from the alumni as well as current students as to why exactly did they choose to study at Emory? What was their classroom experience like? How exactly did they manage their job search? How exactly did they leverage their degree? And apart from that, we also have someone from the admissions team who is going to be giving us a lot of insights into the programs offered by the university, the placement opportunities, careers, and everything that is to know. So for all of you who are tuning in, this is a perfect opportunity for you to get to know more about the university as well as get all of your questions and queries answered. Before I sort of move ahead, I can see we are close to 200 participants in the audience. I'm going to do a quick round of introductions. If I could request the other panelists also to just switch on their cameras and come back online, that would be really helpful. So starting with myself, my name is Sabahat Pirzuk. I'm an associate director with Seed Global Education. We are a UK headquartered company which facilitates interactions between top global universities like the one that we have here with us today and prospective students like yourself, giving you a chance to connect with the admissions team, with the alumni, with the faculty, get an understanding of the programs being offered, and really sort of help you make informed choices about your higher education. Joining me today from Emory is Mary Hall, who is the Director of Graduate Admissions. Thank you so much, Mary, for making time for us on this wonderful Monday morning right out of Thanksgiving.
It's my pleasure. I'm very happy to be here and looking forward to today's session.
Thank you so much, Mary. So Mary is an experienced higher education professional with a strong background in graduate admissions and recruitment. As I said, she's currently serving as the Director of Graduate Admissions at Emory University's Goizueta Business School. She oversees the recruitment process and for various graduate programs. So in case if you have any questions or queries, Mary is your go-to person, and she'll be here to give us more insights as well as answer your questions and queries. Along with us today on the panel, we have Abhishek Pandey, who's done his Master's of Finance, and he graduated in the class of 2023. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for joining us.
Hi, Shavad. It's a pleasure. Thank you for
So
having me.
Abhishek, thank you. So Abhishek is a control design and monitoring analyst at Sumito Mitsuki Banking Corporation, where he's responsible for designing, monitoring, and enhancing the internal control framework. He has a strong education background in analytical finance and computer science and possesses a deep understanding of financial theories, analytics, and the fundamentals of programming, data structures, and algorithms. Thank you so much. Along with him, we have Qasim Sheikh, who's done his MSBA and graduated in the class of 2019. Qasim, if you're here, thank you so much for joining us. Qasim is currently a data scientist with Shopify. He possesses a robot skill set in machine learning and data science with expertise in building neural network models and applying a variety of algorithms to sort of overcome complex data challenges. And along with the two of them, we also have a current student, Praveen, who's currently pursuing his MSBA at that is the Masters of Business Analytics at Emory University's Goizueta Business School, where he also serves as a program admission fellow, assisting with student recruitment and promoting the program. Prior to joining the college, he has over 2 years of experience as a senior data analyst at Accenture. So thank you so much for everyone on the panel for joining us today and for taking out time. Before we get started, I would like to run my first poll question for this evening on the screen in front of you, to all those of you who have joined in. Which postgraduate degree would you be most interested in pursuing? And your options are you someone who's looking to pursue the 1-year full-time MBA? Or are you someone who's looking to pursue a 2 years full-time MBA? Are you someone who's more inclined towards some of the masters? So masters in finance, an MS in business analytics, or an executive MBA online program for someone who comes in with a lot more work experience. So to everyone in the audience, the first poll question is up on the screen in front of you. Can you let us know which postgraduate degree would you be interested in pursuing? The options are available. I am going to keep the poll running for a couple of more seconds before I sort of end it and announce the results to everyone. Request everyone in the audience to please cast their vote and let us know which of the following postgraduate degree would you be more interested in pursuing. I'm going to end the poll and quickly share the results. So we have a mix, is what I would say, Mary. We have people who are looking at a 2-year full-time MBA, 1-year full-time MBA, those who are looking at masters in business analytics and in finance. So thank you everyone for casting your votes. With that, Mary, I would now like to hand over the screen to you to get started with your presentation.
Thank you so much. And I am going to go start sharing screen. If you'll just give me just a moment and I will make that larger so that you can see it. Again, I'm thrilled to be here today. I am a director of graduate admissions here at Emory-Goizueta Business School, and I work with primarily our specialized masters, but also a little bit with our MBA programs as well. And I'm here really to talk to you today a little bit more about Emory, why it's an excellent choice to study business, a little bit about our Atlanta location, and really helping to decide what degree is really the best one for you. Because as we just learned, some of you may be very interested in pursuing a 2-year or 1-year MBA program. And many of you may have some work experience, and that might be a sound choice for you. But for those of you who maybe don't have the 3 years of practical work experience to pursue an MBA, we have some amazing specialized masters programs. I'll touch on a little bit more about those, but they're a great way to launch your career now without having to wait that 3 years. But I want to tell you a little bit about Emory as a university. We are located in Atlanta University. We were founded in 1836. And we have about 15,000 students, and about 7,300 of those students are graduate students. So we put a strong emphasis on graduate education. We have a lot of students that are in our Goizueta Business School that are international. Our programs are very small by design, but also very diverse and a really welcoming kind of environment. So Emory is a great place to come to pursue your education if you're looking for that kind of very hands-on experiential experience in a really well-renowned university, but in a smaller setting. Our business school is named after Roberto C. Goizueta, who was the chairman and CEO of the Coca-Cola Company in the 80s and 90s. And we continue to have a strong relationship with Coca-Cola, who's headquartered here in Atlanta, as well as several other companies. But the reason we really chose to name our business school after Roberto C. Goizueta is because of the impact he had, not just at Coca-Cola, but also here at Emory, and also the values that he instilled in business. He had really strong ethical values and priorities, things such as courage, integrity, accountability, rigor, diversity, team, and community. And I share these things because it really is an integral part of our program, not only in terms of how we teach, our approach to business, but also what we're looking for in students that share those values. At Emory, we're really looking for students who are interested in not just succeeding themselves, but also making an impact in the world. So developing principled and impactful leaders and entrepreneurs is really important to us. as well as in students interested in using and leveraging the changes in technology and rapidly emerging technologies to really help foster innovation in a technology-driven world. And then finally, as I said, we're a very diverse institution, and we really focus a lot, not just on our local impact, but also on the global impact that we can make. As we mentioned a little bit earlier, Emory is in Atlanta, which is a really incredible place to start your career and also to study as a student. There are 18 Fortune 500 headquarters here in Atlanta, and over 75% of the Fortune 1000 has a presence here in Atlanta. And it is a rising city for startups and tech and innovation as well. So it is a wonderful city in terms of not only just having opportunities to learn from different alumni that are in the area, but also to have a chance to get out and see business in action, and also potentially do some recruiting. Although our graduates generally, find jobs all around the world. We have students and alumni that find jobs on the East Coast, on the West Coast of the US, and globally, really a lot of different places you'd be interested in working. Atlanta is also a really fun place to be a student. It is a area that has something for everybody. We have 5 professional sports teams. There's actually some cricket fields locally, and we have a small group of students that have formed a cricket club. I know that's something that has been of interest to some students. We also have a huge food scene here in Atlanta. So if you like to eat, we have food from all around the world and a lot of different types of venues. It's a very outdoorsy oriented city. We have miles of hiking and biking trails that are accessible, including the Beltline, which connects some fun neighborhoods. We also have a lot of arts and a lot of music. The hip hop industry is very big here in Atlanta, as is the film industry. It's not uncommon to see movie sets all around Atlanta and just in passing by. So I really quickly did a quick overview of why Atlanta's great and what Emory is like as a whole, but I really want to spend some more time today focused on what these business programs are and how they would be meaningful to you in helping meet your career goals. Our MBA programs here at Emory that we had talked about a little bit, we have a 1 year and 2 year, as well as an evening and executive, have been ranked in the top 20 by US News and World Report and Fortune. So very strong, high quality programs. But we also have the same MBA faculty that teach our specialized master's programs as well. So our MS in Business Analytics and Master of Finance program share that same kind of world-class faculty and attention to the same issues that we would be focusing on in an MBA program. I'm going to start today by giving you a little brief update on our MS in Business Analytics program. It is one that has been around for 9 years, I believe, and it is really unique in the MSBA space for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons is that, in just 10 short months, you can really develop a expertise as a data scientist in areas like machine learning or AI or big data. It's designed to be a course that not only gives you that hands-on experiential knowledge and technology and data, but overlaps it with the kind of MBA kind of thinking and core business thinking that you need to make informed decisions using that data and technology. It is a program that has a really strong emphasis on technical skills. So that is something that we are looking for students who know how to code, who enjoy coding, who enjoy learning those technical skills. And it starts in the summer with a variety of boot camps to help reinforce those skills so that you're ready to succeed in the program. In the fall semester, we do expose our students to, again, some of those core data concepts like managing big data, intro to business analytics, decision analytics and optimization, AI and machine learning, data visualization, all the skills that are critical for a career. And then in the spring semester, we go in a different direction. And this is, again, where I think we're a little bit unique in Emory. For starters, we allow our students to specialize in one of 4 different tracks of analytics. We have a track in AI and business. We have a business analytics track. We have a supply chain analytics track and a marketing analytics track. So you don't need to just do a one-size-fits-all business analytics degree. You have an opportunity to pursue courses that interest you and in the areas that you think would be best for your future career. The other hallmark of our second semester is our practicum project. And as I mentioned before, our programs are designed to be small in nature, and we also give you a chance to break down into smaller teams to work on these really great practicum projects. So in the second semester, you'll be working in a team of 4 to 6 for the duration of the whole semester, directly with a company using its proprietary data. And this is a really exciting opportunity because it really does give you hands-on experience in getting a huge data set, working with an actual problem, cleaning the data, and coming up with an actionable solution for this company. Your deliverables will include some of the code that you've developed, some business presentations, and developing a dashboard to help the company solve their problems. This is unique not only because you're applying the information that you've already learned in first semester, but you're also getting really valuable things that you can be talking about as you're interviewing with companies. You have real-time examples from a real business project, kind of like an internship that you can share that really helps contribute to your success in interviews. This slide depicts a lot of the different companies we've partnered with in the past. Every year we have different companies. There's usually about 19 of them that come and pitch their projects to our students. But you can see they really span a variety of industries and a variety of different disciplines. Everything from Delta Airlines to Coca-Cola, focus brands, retail like Best Buy and Macy's, huge companies like FedEx and the Home Depot. These are some of the select employers for the MSBA program. And as with a lot of the other different programs that Emory offers, we're very well known for our career outcomes. It gives you that opportunity to leverage the extra 2 years of OPT training in STEM to really work with a US company, should you so desire. And we've put a lot of emphasis in our career center to really help connect students with the kinds of opportunities that they're looking for. And we have excellent placement for both our domestic and international students. So I know I'm going very quickly. I usually do this presentation in a half an hour, and I know I had only 10 minutes, and I want to leave time for our other panelists. So I'm going to go again quickly over Master of Finance, and then if you guys have any questions, we can pose them to the panelists or myself at the end. But whereas the MSBA program is great if you're interested in working in a variety of industries and using your coding skills and working with data, the Master of Finance program is designed for students who have a really keen and strong interest in pursuing a career in either corporate finance, investment banking, personal wealth management, risk management, any of those kinds of careers. This program is really successful in preparing you for. It is a unique program. It was designed by a professor who actually continues to work for a hedge fund, who realized that a lot of the students who are coming from regular Master of Finance programs did not have the hands-on experiential knowledge and using business tools. So she designed the program to have a really customized curriculum that helped not only expose them to regular core finance classes, but also the kind of analytical technology that's critical in finance today. It also provides practical training, and we consider it kind of on-the-job training. You're not necessarily working with companies on a day-to-day basis, but all of the problems that you're working on in the classroom are real-world kinds of things you would experience in a job as an analyst or a financial practitioner. The program is also a 10-month program. It is a very highly recognized program. And again, as you can see, over 97% of our students accepted job offers within 6 months of graduation. And I want to note that in this program and in the MSBA program, about 60% to 70% of our cohort is international students. So even our international students have similar success outcomes in finding jobs. The other unique thing about the Master of Finance program is that the curriculum is designed to be like a banking rotation program. So you really are getting an opportunity to be exposed to various different areas of finance throughout the 10 months in 4 different rotations. The program begins in August, again, with an onboarding that helps prepare you for the session, doing things like review of financial statements, business statistics, and technology. You will be learning some principles of R and Python. You don't need to know these ahead of time for this program, but you will be getting exposed to them and introduced to them in that boot camp. Rotation 1 focuses on global markets and things like data visualization, equities and derivatives, corporate finance. Rotation 2 is asset portfolios for financial econometrics, M&A, futures and options. Rotation 3 is strategies, investments and portfolios, quantitative stock investment strategies, FinTech innovation. And rotation 4 is an in practice with financial markets, FinTech innovation, international focus on risk management and hedging. We also, in this program, do in rotations 3 and 4 offer a practicum experience where you are going to get a chance to work in depth on, again, a real world type of business problem and apply the skills you've learned throughout the different rotations to solving a problem and being able to pitch a strategy. One of the other things that's a hallmark of this program that is really unique is that you can see here, we teach the 90% of our classes in a room called the Finance Lab. It is a finance lab that was developed, Emory spent millions of dollars just creating this classroom just for the Master in Finance program. So you have access, 24/7 access to global markets using technologies like Bloomberg terminals, FactSet, Townsend's, as I mentioned earlier, Python, R. So really a hands-on analytical type, experiential type experience in a finance lab designed for this purpose. And again, just a little bit of focus on our career management. We really provide both in the MSBA program and in Master of Finance, a really white glove, hands-on career focus support for you. We give 100% of our students one-on-one mentoring that starts even before you come to the program. Our Career Center reaches out to you to find out what your intended job outcomes would be and work with you to help develop the professional development skills you need. Things like developing your resume, your LinkedIn presence, really trying to focus on any kind of interviewing skills you need help with. And I think that is one of the key reasons that we're very successful in our outcomes, because we do provide that customized one-on-one career mentoring throughout your entire experience. And this slide depicts some of the key partners and hiring companies for the Master of Finance program in recent years. You can see we have a range of firms like investment firms like BlackRock. We've had people at JP Morgan, corporate finance like Kraft Heinz and Ulta Beauty. We had a student that was interested there. And also large financial firms like Capital One, Bank of America. So it's, again, a really great program if these are kinds of the job titles that you're looking to pursue. So I did that very quickly. I just, again, wanted to leave time for questions, but I'm happy to answer any questions about the application process or anything else that you may have any questions about the programs. The application process is pretty straightforward for both programs. And in terms of when to apply, we are getting ready to accept round 2 applications in January with a second round for MSBA, a third round for MSBA and MF in March. So I am going to wrap that up now so that we have some time for the other panelists to share. But again, thanks for the opportunity, and I'm happy to answer questions later.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. That was really helpful. You went into a lot of detail, and I'm sure all of the students present here, I can see there are so many questions which have come in, but I would just request everyone in the audience to please stay tuned till the end. We will be taking up all of your questions shortly. I would now like to invite all the other panelists to please turn on their camera and come online. And while they do that, I'm going to run my second poll question for this evening before we get started with the Q&A, which I'm sure all of you are pretty excited about. So here is the second poll question on the screen in front of you to all those of you in the chat room. What is, now that you've heard Mary's presentation, and I'm sure a lot of you have been doing your research, what is your primary motivation for studying in the US? Is it the career advancement opportunities which are available? Are you someone who's looking to at access to world-class education? Is it the networking and global connections? Are you someone who has entrepreneurial ambitions? Are you looking for personal growth and skill development, or something else? So we're close to 300 people in the audience. If you could all just go and cast your votes and let us know, what is your primary motivation to consider studying in the US? The options are right there on the screen in front of you. It would really help us get a better understanding of what exactly is the audience looking at. And then we will be jumping straight into a highly engaging Q&A session with the 2 alums, as well as Praveen, who's a current student. With that, I'm going to end the poll and share the results in front of you. So majority of them are looking at career advancement opportunities, closely followed by access to world-class education, and of course, the others following as well. So thank you so much, all of you, for casting your votes. I can see Abhishek is there. Praveen and Kasim, if you could also just quickly, hi Praveen, and Kasim, if you could also just quickly turn on your camera, that would be really, really helpful.
Yeah,
With that,
I,
without take,
yeah. Just sorry, I just wanted to chime in. I apologize. I'm actually traveling, and where I am,
oh,
there's very bad internet connection. So I
oh
think
no,
if
no, no problem, no
yeah,
problem, Kasim. We will, we'll ask you your question. That's not a problem. So, Abhishek, I would like to start with you. I want to understand how
Sure.
did your background in analytical finance and computer science really sort of help you stand out during your time at Emory, and also, help you in securing your the current role that you're at.
Yeah, sure. So I did my computer science as my bachelor in my undergrad. I did my computer science engineering, and after that, I worked in the industry for like 2 years as like a
Mm-hmm.
data slash business intelligence analyst. So like the main standpoint of having those analytical skills that I would say helped me stand out a lot during my time at Quaseta was that I could understand data, and finance was a new field for me. Finance was like a completely different spectrum coming from someone who has always been on the technology side
Right.
all his life. So, like being able to understand the data mattered a lot because that also helped me understand the basic fundamentals of finance and
Mm-hmm.
get like a deep dive on the financial concepts, if that makes sense.
Right. So
Yeah,
basically, just
like
understanding your
yeah, like
practical,
playing
your theory, and then sort of using your skill
yeah,
sets to
like
leverage that
it's
better.
yeah, it's kind of a reverse backtracking kind of an ideology that you start from a data standpoint and try to
Right.
understand what the data is trying to tell you. So you need to have those like skills
Correct.
like running those handy Python scripts can sometimes
Hmm.
save a lot of time, which is really important in the financial service industry. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So, Kasim, coming to you, Abhishek spoke about his experience and how skills are, so very important. How did the MSBA program at Emory prepare you to apply, advanced data science techniques like neural network and big data technologies in real world roles, such as your current position at Shopify?
yeah. Um, I think the biggest advantage of the MSBA over any technical program of the same kind,
Hmm.
uh, what I felt the biggest advantage was the way it is translated into a business setting. So because this program is set in a business school with professors who
Right.
have very extensive background in business, and your classmates are also people who have some background and a good understanding of business. The way all of these concepts are taught is from business first perspective. So you're
Right.
not discussing like the engineering principles, etc., but you're rather discussing what is the business need to even have a neural network in the business.
Correct.
And I feel that that is a more important skill because in today's world it's very easy to pick up technical skills, but it's very hard to pick up business skills as fast as you can pick up a technical skill. And so,
Correct.
and everywhere in the workplace, the way you are measured is with your impact. It's not about how many cool techniques you know and what you can do,
Hmm.
but what kind of impact can you create with what you have. There's people who create a lot more impact with Excel spreadsheets than people who do with machine learning models. And that all boils down to how well do you understand the business and how well do you understand how can you deliver value with what you know. So I think that's the biggest uh, USP, I would say,
Hmm.
with the SBA program is the ability to translate uh, business into a data problem and help you figure out what you can do with the skills you have.
Great, great. That I would say that is well put. So, Praveen, sort of coming to you, Abhishek spoke about his experience. Kasim spoke about his experience. You have also had prior experience as a senior data analyst at Accenture, and then you went on. You're currently now pursuing your MSBA program. What new skills have you sort of gained, which you really believe will help you if you were to carry on with a future career in analytics?
Okay, thank you for the question. So talking a bit about my background, I worked in the analytics industry for 4 years, almost 4 years after graduation, and
Oh,
my
wow.
last role was as a senior data analyst at Accenture.
Mm-hmm.
So Accenture had a very strong foundation in data analytics and client relations. Accenture is known for handling big client projects. So in Accenture, I was working in data visualization. So this gave me a strong foundation in data visualization and storytelling skills. And another
Mm-hmm.
important skill that I gained was converting analytical, business problems into analytical solutions.
Okay.
So while this gave me a strong foundation, Accenture being a big company has a very fixed role. You work, you can't easily, jump around roles. So I felt that I was being fixed, working only in data visualization. So my primary motive for pursuing this program was to, data science is not just data science, but data engineering, data science. So the MSBA program here,
Praveen, sorry, we are, your voice is not coming quite clear. I believe there's
is it
some
okay now?
audio issue. It's kind of muffled. If you could just,
Let me,
check on that.
yeah. Hi, am I audible?
Much better, much better. Sorry. Thank you
Much
so
better.
much. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So talking about the skills that the MSBA program is giving me, so the MSBA program is designed so that you get experience in all the different domains in data science. So currently I'm learning data, not only data viz, but I'm learning data engineering, data science, machine learning, as well as AI. So I believe that this, coupled with my professional experience, would position me as a strong candidate in the analytics industry.
So great. So the work experience that you had previously while currently studying at a top business school is really going to sort of help you in your future career journey.
Yeah.
Mary, all of these alums and current students spoke about their different work experiences. And when you were also doing your presentation, you spoke about partnerships with companies like FedEx, IGH, Home Depot. Uh, how exactly do these partnerships with these companies help international students gain practical experience and build industry connections while they are still pursuing their studies at the university?
Well, thank you. And I did try to touch on that a little bit, but I think that is really one of the biggest advantages that we have is that we do have strong relationships, not only through our alumni, but through the work that the university with all of these companies. And it really does give you a chance, again, to take the practical skills you've learned and apply them in a real world setting. And this gives you a chance to interact with corporate, especially with the MSBA program and the practicum program. Actual employees of a corporation get a sense of what your roles might be and how you would be applying those skills, but also making the kinds of connections and learning what kinds of skills are important to these companies, which will help you succeed. And one thing that I think we really do take pride in, we have an actual person dedicated at the MSBA program to forming these practicum partner relationships. And he works all year to source companies that want to bring their projects to Emory and get the Emory students and their skills and talents to apply to them. So I think it is really a unique opportunity that benefits not just the companies, but the students by having that kind of interaction and exposure to the problems and the companies.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. I know a few of you, especially Devraj and Devakesh. I hope that answers your question. I'm simultaneously going through the questions also in the Q&A chat which our students have put. So I hope that gives you a fair understanding of what exactly is it that you need to look for. Abhishek, sort of coming back to you. As an international student, you did your bachelor's in India, then you went abroad. What challenges did you face during your job search in the US? And how did the resources and the network support that the university provides sort of really help you in overcoming these challenges or really sort of help you in breaking those barriers to make the transition smoother for you?
Um, Firstly, I would like to highlight and point out to the fact that the connections that Emory has in the business area are, really impressive. Like there are
Mm-hmm.
deep connections with the industry. There are so many alums out there in
Correct.
so many different multinational companies, and they're always ready to help you, like guide you through this job market. And when I graduated, that was in 2023, and the job market in America specifically wasn't doing that great at that point of time. And the only thing that kept me going was the responses and the amount of traction that I received when I reached out to the Emory Allens, because they were always ready to, sit down, chat with me for like 30 minutes, guide me like through the job application, tell me more about their role, tell me if there are like openings in the company that I should be looking at. So like those things kind of did also help me keep my morale up, because there were like rejections flying around left and right, and it was a tough time for international students as a whole, because we also have an aspect of getting sponsored, right? Like our work visa should get sponsored. So yeah, I guess overall there are programs in place to prepare you for a tough interview. There are programs in place to build your communication skills, how you should re- reach out to professionals, how you should approach networking into your way into different companies. And the career center at Emory is really responsive to all of these things, and they do go out of their way and set up these events. But like being a student, you have to be proactive, and you also have to work with them. It's a two-way thing, right? So that would be my 2 cents.
100%. I feel while the university is going to provide you with a lot of opportunities, you also need to proactively take part, start reaching out uh, to alumni networks, to the university as soon as you get on campus to make sure that you have everything in place. Kasim, that kind of brings me to my next question for you. As a data scientist working in the US, how do you see the demand for data analytics evolving? And a lot of Indian students are now looking at data analytics as an up and coming field. What advice would you give these students who are looking, for positions or opportunities in this growing field?
Yeah, thanks for the question. It's a good question. How does the demand for data and analytics look like? I would say that when I graduated from this program, it was back in 2019. So I'm a pretty old person at this point. So I graduated from the MSBA program, and at that time, analytics was already like a hot field. Like there were a lot of companies hiring in that area, exploring. Post forward like 5 years now, 5-6 years, I see that the demand is still strong, especially towards the data engineering side, more than reporting and business analytics. And the reason for that is I believe a lot of companies are still waking up to what their data can do for them. And in order to be able to build a strong foundation, they need good data engineering. They need to make those fundamentals like the data warehouses, data lakes, etc. first. So that's why I see a lot of companies invest in data engineering quite heavily. And the layer that's built on top of that is analytics, data science, machine learning, and everything else that follows. So in a nutshell, yes, the demand is still strong. There is, and again, I think where there is a lot of scope is for people who understand how to apply this data in an impactful manner. So one, there is, yes, the technical side of figuring out how to get the data, what to do with it, how do we shape it, etc. That's where a lot of the data engineering comes from. And the second is people who apply this data to make it impactful to the business. So I've seen that in the last 5 years, the second aspect, that has not been the most straightforward thing. A lot of people struggle to identify use cases for their data. A lot of companies have not utilized the data quite fully. So I think there's a lot of scope there for somebody who can understand that translation from business to data science and can deliver an impact there. And that's where you see a lot of the growth as well. So
Great. Thank you so much, Kasim, for sharing your experience. Quite a few students, even in the chat and the Q&A box, had asked this question, specifically Rajat and a couple of more people. I really hope that answers your question. Praveer, sort of coming to you, uh, as a program admissions fellow currently, what qualities do you think make an applicant really stand out for the MSBA program, especially students who are coming in from India? So, you know, a lot of questions as to what is it, what exactly should I do, how should I do it? So, I'm sure you also get asked a lot of these questions. So, from your point of view, what is it that they really need to do more than standing out, to make sure that they have something which is very unique and something which is very them, so to speak?
Yeah. So first of all, I would like to say that I'm not part of that mission, like decision-making process. So I'm not sure
Mhm.
what exactly
Yeah.
goes into decision-making, but I'll talk from my point of view, what I
Yes.
did and looking at my current class profile. So like figuring out what the admissions plan looks for in students. So first, I would say highlight your quantitative aptitude. So this is a very quant-heavy program. Yeah, this is a business analytics program. This is you do coding, but it's all built on math. So I would like to say maybe some background in quant would help you, make you a strong candidate. The second would be highlight your technical skills. Don't have to be from a computer background. So most of the people in my cohort, they're not from. We don't have computer science background. We are from a business, finance, or I'm from engineering. So,
Right.
but I think some experience or some project that highlights your technical skills would be a plus. And the third most important would be a clear narrative on why you want to pursue this MSBA program. So like your goals, like what you want to do, your aspirations behind pursuing this program, and how Goizueta's MSBA will help you achieve those goals.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
That is really helpful. Mary, coming back to you, a lot of your programs are STEM designated programs. So, how are international students supported in leveraging their OPT, uh, for job applications, for stay back opportunities? Can you just share some insights about that?
Yes, I think that as I mentioned previously, about 60 to 70% of all of our cohorts for Master of Finance and MSBA are international students. So it is something that for years our staff has been, very like aware of the specific needs to help support international students and know that this is going to be a challenge for them and want to be there to support them. So I think again, that very intensive hands-on like career management center experience,
Mhm.
we've actually hired some more people in the CMC from different kinds of industries that are really focused on hiring for these fields, really working with the CMC to help support you as an international student and pursue these STEM opportunities and have a sense of what you're going to have to do. We also, it's not just helping in terms of the pursuing OPT, but really in terms of all things of supporting international students. We have an International Student and Scholar Center that from the moment students are deposited, we can get support from that center with things like visas, with international job opportunities, even cultural and social opportunities. So Emory is again a place that I think the students can probably speak better to it than I can because they've been through this, especially our alums. But I do think that as a staff and a team, we really are focused on helping our international students succeed.
Just to sort of build on to that, there is a question from Kunal who wants to know, for the STEM students, are there any industry opportunities available in research projects or any co-op programs which are available to the students at the university?
In terms of while you're actually a student, yes. If you are a STEM student and you are allowed to work in campus jobs, campus research jobs, teaching assistant jobs, graduate
Mhm.
assistant jobs, it is a little more challenging as an international student to secure it's almost impossible really to secure any kind of opportunities outside the university, but within the university, absolutely.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. I'm going to do my last round of questions with everyone. So, Abhishek, here's my last question for you. What advice would you give Indian students on balancing technical skills with financial expertise, especially for those who are looking to succeed in the US job market?
Um, so I would say that you need to have like a good mix. Like you need to focus on both the aspects. like technical skills are equally as important as financial skills.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because how the financial market, like what the financial market is heading towards, like technical skills will matter a lot, because with the, like the increase in the use of AI, you have these research tools available, like in your internal bank network. So being hands on with these technologies and knowing the fundamentals of finance would really help cut time and get more work done, like efficiently. And like for Goizueta, for this program specifically,
Right.
um, if you have like a good basis for Python and R, I can talk
Mm-hmm.
about Master of Finance, then
Yes.
I guess that would be like a good, comfortable base point to start at. And because as the program goes, you'll learn how to build like machine learning models on top of like financial data.
Mm-hmm.
So having that, building that mindset and having that practice early on is like helpful.
Great. Thank you. Thank you so much, Abhishek, for your uh, answer. Kasim, coming to you, Abhishek spoke about the financial bit. Coming to you, for Indian students who are aspiring to build a career in data science, what key skills or tools should they focus on, especially while they are pursuing their studies, to ensure that they are not out of the race as well?
Well, I think it doesn't matter if you're an Indian student or not. I think it's the
Right.
same, more or less. So, like, I would like to give a plus one to Abhishek's point, which is like technical skills really matter. You can build, having strong technical foundation can really set you apart,
Mm-hmm.
and the course really does cover them. But I would like to say that in this age of AI, where you can just ask
Yes.
ChatGPT 4.0 for a lot of sophisticated Python code or SQL, AI has become a very great leveler on the technical aspect, which means that
Mm-hmm.
you can learn a lot of advanced techniques really fast and uh, essentially like in a way that was never possible before.
Right.
So that's a great leveler in today's market. So what really helps you stand out, given that fact, is again the ability to imagine and create impact, and that's something that AI is still not able to do.
True.
Um, we don't have yet, but again, like the point I was mentioning to earlier is how well do you understand the business? How well do you understand the techniques you have, and to be able to deliver an impact with what you know. That is the most important skill, in my opinion, because as technical skills become more widespread, more democratized, it'll not take long for somebody to go from 0 to 10 in neural
And
network over a weekend. That's possible, but to be able to understand, um, just to give a concrete example of um, how do the different parts of the business work, and what are the top priorities of a business, why do we need a prediction model, how can it help,
mm-hmm.
how good has the prediction model have to be, what are the pros and cons of a bad versus a good prediction, etc. All of that will really help you distinguish yourself in the business. So again, business impact, the ability to create impact, I think, is the number one skill.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Kasim. Praveen, finishing off with my last question to you. What advice would you give students on how exactly can they leverage their past professional experience to maximize their learning and networking opportunities, especially in a program like MSBA at Emory?
Yeah, so I think as an Indian student with professional experience, you really stand out in your cohort. So most of the students come directly from undergrad. So you're like straight out, you have the ability to differentiate yourself.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, the program itself is very diverse. The cohort is very diverse. So you have students from different backgrounds. And throughout the program, you work in teams. You work in three different teams. So you have different
Okay.
teams for your practicum, for your fall semester, and your summer boot camp. So this gives you the ability to work with people from different backgrounds, and here you can really leverage your professional past experience here. And as Mary pointed out, the program is primarily taught by professors, teaching MBA courses. So they do a lot to connect analytics with business. So here also you can like be interactive and stand out in the class.
Great, great. Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you, for your various insights. A lot of questions have sort of come in. So Mary, I'm going to jump directly into the Q&A. And of course, if anyone from the panelists also wants to sort of jump in and give us some insights into any of the questions that I asked, please feel free to do so. One common question, Mary, that we've sort of gotten is if you can speak a little bit about what are the scholarship and the funding opportunities which are available for international students who are looking to apply to Goizueta.
Absolutely. Here at Emory, we consider every student for merit scholarships without, you don't need to fill out a separate application or anything. We really just look at the holistically at the quality of your application and the skills that you're bringing, things like your grades, your work experience, your recommendations, your performance in your interview. And the students who have the most merit in terms of those characteristics receive the larger scholarship. So our scholarships range from just, we have some that are a few $1,000s, but up to about 50% of tuition. Some scholarships are a little bit more than that. Again, they're all merit-based. But we also have an excellent office of financial aid that has a lot of resources then in terms of finding scholarship opportunities that are external, things that you can apply to yourself, plus also other types of opportunities such as on-campus jobs that can help supplement the cost of your education. But we try to be as supportive as we can with our merit scholarships.
Great, thank you so much. Just to sort of chime in here, Emory's Goizueta Business School also has some exclusive scholarships with Seed Global Education. They're offering 4 awards which are covering at least 25% to 50% of your tuition fees. I'm going to drop the link in the chat window for those of you who are looking to apply. The round 3 deadlines are currently open. So for all of you who are looking to apply to Emory, the Seed Scholarship Fund in partnership with Emory is open, and you can go ahead and apply for that. Thank you so much, Mary, for answering that question. Let's sort of move on to our next question, where students want to know if you could give a little bit insight about, let's say, extracurricular activities, what are, volunteering leadership roles, how much weightage do they sort of carry, what exactly will sort of really help them stand out in the application process. So if you could share some tips and tricks for students who are looking to apply on those rounds, that would be really helpful.
Sure. In terms of extracurricular activities, leadership, that is definitely something that we factor in. We like to see have students come to our programs with the mindset that they're going to be involved and take advantage of all the amazing opportunities they have, and kind of past participation is a good predictor of that. So we do look for participation in clubs, in leadership roles, particularly for MSBA. It does help if you have participated in some sort of either research projects or projects that do involve some of your technical skills or an aptitude. For Master of Finance, it's really important to us to see that you really have a keen interest in finance. It's something that maybe you pursued in a club or an internship. So that's definitely something that we look at. And there's other opportunities once you get here to continue to do those things within the programs themselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. Just to sort of build on to that, you all do have interviews which are a part of your admission process. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
All right. And the second question is around, of course, the GMAT and the GRE. Are you all offering any kind of waiver, or does anyone who's looking to pursue a 1-year full-time MBA have to have a GRE or a GMAT score in hand?
Okay, I think those 3 different questions. I was going to say, yes, for interviews, they are by invitation only. So once we do a preliminary review of applications, students that are qualified that we think have potential for success will be offered an interview invitation. In terms of GRE and GMAT scores and waivers, I'm going to first address the 1-year question. all of our programs, except our Master in Management program, do require GMAT or GRE score. There are test waiver processes that are different, for each program, but they're all different. The MBA one-year program actually has a separate application you would need to complete to request your test waiver. So that is how that differs from the specialized masters. For the specialized masters for MSBA and MS, if you are interested in a test score waiver, you would complete that request as part of your application. Off the top of my head, I believe for Master in Finance, we are requiring for a test score waiver a 3.6 or higher GPA in a major that is not STEM related, or a 3.3 or higher in a STEM major. And it is similar for MSBA, but you also have to have statistics or an advanced degree. But all of the specific requirements for test waivers are on our website. And if you have any specific questions, you can always message me. But we do like to see those scores. They do help us with scholarship allocation as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mary. That I'm sure that is super helpful to the students. So another theme that I'm seeing in the questions here revolves around work experience. So if you could just quickly bifurcate as to which of the programs require work experience and which of those can students directly apply to after graduating without any prior work experience.
Sure. The MBA programs, the 1 year, 2 year, evening executive, all require a minimum, well, the 1 year, 2 year, 3 years minimum work experience. The executive is 10 years. But the Master of Finance and MSBA programs do not require any previous work experience. We like to see internships or research experience. It helps your application stand out, but we don't require any professional work experience. You can come straight out of undergrad.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. A lot of it is around part-time jobs, etc., which we have spoken about. You all can go back and refer to the recording, which will be shared with you to get an idea about that. We've spoken about the GMAT and the GRE as well. Another important point of question, which is coming in from students, is, of course, with the new, with the recent elections in the USA, do you foresee any changes in the way that international students who are currently applying would there be any changes in the way that they're going about with their application process?
We unfortunately, that's not something I can predict. The new administration hasn't even come in yet. We are very, very hopeful that there'll be no any changes to any kinds of, unless there's any improvements to helping to facilitate. But at this point, it's not something I can speak to but we have not heard of any changes impending.
There is another question from Shams who wants to know, do you accept transfer students? So the student is currently pursuing their second year at London Business Schools and wants to know that if they were to transfer to Emory, would you consider them? Or
we don't consider transfer students for the specialized masters because it's a cohort-based curriculum. So you would have to be continuing all of the same courses with your classmates.
Great. I'm just going to do a quick run through and see in case if I have missed out anything. Spoken about industry, we've spoken about curriculum and hands-on experience as well. You did share the tips as well. We spoke about a lot of industries which are in demand. Can we just sort of go back to that? And Mary, if you can speak about some of the partnerships that you all have at Goizueta with some industries which are currently there in Atlanta to help students get an overview.
Sure. One of the things that, I talked a little bit about our practicum project with MSBA and all the amazing companies that we get to work with. But one thing I didn't highlight is the Master of Finance also really strongly leverages our Atlanta location, our alumni, the fact that our professors are still involved in some hedge funds and other companies. So we have opportunities for our students, whether it's sponsoring a table at a corporate dinner where you get to actually have like a hands-on networking opportunity up close, with a table at an event, I think it's a chartered accountancy event is one that we do. We also do offsite treks here in Atlanta. Mm-hmm. So we go to companies like BlackRock, the Federal Reserve, Invesco. We've done a lot of different offsite treks in Atlanta And this gives you a chance that to really leverage the position, get to meet people that are local, ask questions, and also gain the kind of knowledge of what kind of job and role is best for you. We also do a trek up to New York City every year for the Master of Finance program for 3 days, and meet with a lot of C-suite and Wall Street executives. I think the students just got back and had a great time. I think we really do try to make sure that we are giving our students access in these 10-month programs to as many chances to network and intermingle with companies as they can.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mary. One final question before I let you go. There is a student who wants to know that in case if they want to apply to an MS in Business Analytics program and do not have any prior experience in analytics, would you consider them for the program?
If they're coding and math skills, if they can meet the prerequisites, yes.
Okay, great. With that, thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much, Praveen, Abhishek, Kasim, for your time. The session has been insightful. I know quite a few of you still do have a lot of questions, but we have answered some of these questions. At some point, I would request you all to go back and have a look at the recording, which we will be sharing with you. But thank you so much for your time, all of you. And I hope you all had a wonderful session like we did. Thank you.
Thank you for having us. And thank you to our alums and to Praveen for joining today. So really appreciate that. Thanks.
Thank you. Bye. Have a nice day.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.